Okay, today I want to record a little rant here. Now, so this might be a little rambling and a little long. I want to talk to you about something that really, sticks in my craw about the Tacti-Cool community, especially trainers. Trainers that do this one ridiculous thing. Now, it's all revolving around tacti-cool fantasies. And I don't got any problem with fantasy. I don't even have a problem with tactical fantasies. As long as you realize they're fantasies. People can act out their scenes from, Rambo movies or whatever they want to do. But when they start presenting it as real world information and in a way that it's somehow something you think you should do, then I start having a problem with it. And it mainly usually revolves around things like appendix carry. Now, there are total channels devoted to showing you how to fight from an appendix carry position. And it's always, he runs in, he grabs my arm, so I yank out my appendix carry gun while I lean back and I shoot him in the face 3 times. Or they run in and they grab me by the shirt, so I break this hand and I pull with this hand and shoot him in the face 3 times. It's just ridiculous fantasy. It's not anything to do with reality. There's a couple of real big problems with that. One, if you ever were in a situation where you got into a fight with someone, they grabbed you by the collar or grabbed your arm or even threw a punch at you, and you pulled your gun, shot him in the face 3 times, guess where you're spending the next 20 years? You're going to be probably, getting it up the wahoo from some big guy named Bubba. So it's not a way you want to actually react in the real world. You want to react to real threats, but the kind of threats they portray in that kind of video aren't things that are really going to happen in the way they portray them. And you also notice in those videos, the guy never does something disabilitating, or debilitating, I should say, not disabilitating. Never does anything debilitating, like punch them in the jaw really hard or grab their strong hand and knee them in the crotch while blocking their other hand. They always do something stupid like, oh, we'll grab your collar or I'm going to throw a punch, So they're real choreographed anyway. And real life isn't choreographed like that. But, that's not really my main problem with it. My main problem isn't that it's acting in a way that is never going to actually be relevant to your life and actually could be dangerous to you if you actually did react that way to someone. So my main problem with it is it justifies unsafe behavior with a firearm. Firearms can be very dangerous if you don't treat them properly. If you don't use them properly, they can be very dangerous. It's not actually the firearm itself that presents the danger, it's the moron with the firearm acting recklessly. And when you present things like, say, appendix carry, to me, that's reckless behavior. Oh, fuck! God damn it! That's what happens during live unedited videos right there. That's why I don't do live unedited videos. My furnace came on. But like I was saying, that's reckless behavior. It's kind of hard to jump back in here right where I was at, but that's reckless behavior. To me, appendix carry is reckless behavior. I love watching let's say trainers or instructors, I don't know what you want to call them, they'll be like, the main rules of firearm safety. And they'll go on about, I've even been in classes where they do that, where you never want to muzzle anything you don't want to kill. That includes your own arm when you're drawing, so be aware where your arm is, etc. And then they will appendix carry with the barrel of their gun pointing right at their femoral artery or their balls all day. So to me, that's ridiculous. You don't want to ever point your gun at a part of your body that's dangerous. Now I know a lot of them will be like, oh, when you draw from a appendix carry, you just lean back like this and you draw. Yeah, that's a natural movement right there, especially if you're startled, because we all know that's the body's natural thing to do. Throw itself off balance when it senses a threat. No, that's not what the body does. The body actually contracts when it senses a threat, puts yourself in a more dangerous situation. And let's face the facts. More times every year, by far, people fire their gun unintentionally, or what we call a negligent discharge. I didn't want to have to say that word because I knew I was going to screw it up. But that happens far more times a year than someone actually killing someone that's attacking them. Very seldomly does someone with a handgun have to actually shoot someone that's attacking them. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying people don't use their handguns in self-defense a lot more times a year than they accidentally fire it. But using it to actually shoot someone doesn't happen very often, because usually just being able to present the fact that you're prepared usually stops most threats. That's the most useful firearm to me. That's the optimal use, to just be able to say, like, I can handle this situation, and then they decide they don't want to be part of it. But actually killing someone is something that people that carry handguns very seldomly have to do because they are prepared. So when you take into account, you're far more likely to fire your gun unintentionally than you are to ever fire it to kill someone, then putting your gun in a place where it's pointed at your femoral artery, that's really a stupid idea. Now, there are a couple advantages to appendix carry, neither of which really apply to most people. One is, it'll shave like a quarter of a second off your draw. That's what the one instructors always use on me. It makes my draw faster. Well, how often have you ever had to draw fast? But every day, you're pointing it at your femoral artery. So it doesn't make a lot of sense there. That fantasy doesn't justify the reality of having that gun pointed at your body all day long, especially when you're putting your hand on it to holster it or unholster it. Or they'll say the other thing is they'll say, well, it makes it super concealed in case someone pats me down or blah, blah, blah. Okay, how many times are you getting patted down a day? And how many times are you sitting down and having it pushed in your body? How many times are you holstering it or unholstering it a day? Once again, that fantasy doesn't justify you acting recklessly in reality. It doesn't overcome the reality of the fact that you're more likely to shoot yourself with it than you are someone else if you act recklessly with that gun and you point it at yourself all the time. It's just a stupid notion. So I get sick of seeing trainers do this. Trainers sometimes do things that are dangerous. I know that. They sometimes make mistakes. And if a good trainer makes a mistake, they'll usually own up to it. They'll be like, oh yeah, I saw that video and that should have never happened. Now the bad ones will be like, oh, there's no wrong with that, it's fine. If someone does that, if a trainer does that, if they make a flagrant safety error and then they just try to blow it off because they won't admit they made a mistake, don't ever go to that trainer again. In fact, that trainer's credentials, as such as they are, should be pulled from them as far as I'm concerned. But, everyone makes mistakes. But pointing a gun at yourself all day long, and trying to justify it through fantasy, that's not a mistake. That's just recklessness. And like I said, that whole, just lean back like this when I draw, that's stupid. For one, how well is that going to work when you're sitting down if someone comes at you? That's not going to work well at all. Backs of chairs don't usually bend. You're not sitting in a recliner all the time. So I just want to say, I'm okay with fantasy. I'm okay with playing out these, action movie things on film all the time if you want. But you got to remember, on YouTube, we're playing sometimes to, let's say, impressionable audiences who don't realize that this is just fantasy. So go to a little more effort to make sure people know it's fantasy, and don't promote things that are dangerous like appendix carry when you can't justify it. And as far as justifying appendix carry goes, if you're an instructor out there that wants to try to justify appendix carry, let me know. We'll schedule a live debate between me and you. We'll do it on my channel or your channel or whoever we want to do it, where we'll sit down, we'll go through the realities of gun ownership, the safety rules of gun ownership, and the dangers and the advantages of appendix carry, and see if it weighs out. But, that's an open challenge I've made several times. No one's taken me up on it yet, so we'll see. But like I said, fantasy's fine. But don't use it to justify behavior that could get you put in prison, and definitely don't use it to justify using a handgun recklessly. Yeah, I fucked that up pretty good.